Kanika.
Hi, I'm Aditi, and welcome to yet another edition of Counsel & Co.
Presented by the Bar Bulletin. So all you men out there struggling to choose between what your wife wants vis-a-vis what your mother wants, you are not alone. The courts are also facing a similar dilemma.
Yes, and talking about the legal conflict between senior citizens' rights and a daughter-in-law's right to residence in a shared household as per the Domestic Violence Act.
Right, so typically the courts face situations where the father-in-law or the mother-in-law have filed a petition for eviction against the daughter-in-law in cases where the marriages have usually broken down, and the daughter-in-law seeks to oppose the petition by claiming her right to a shared household.
So in this case, the courts adopted a harmonious construction, enabling both the rights to coexist without any of them denying or obstructing each other.
That is almost as hard as it sounds, and almost as hard as me not trying to snap back at my mother-in-law.
Okay, so let's break down the rights which are in play here.
Right.
First is the senior citizens' rights as per the Act.
And the second is the rights under the Domestic Violence Act, which recognize a woman's right to a shared household and also empower magistrates to pass residence orders and also orders against dispossession.
Now, coming to the judgments which sought to balance these rights. If you were counsel for the daughter-in-law, your Bible would be the Supreme Court's judgment in 2020, which was passed in S. Vanitha versus Deputy Commissioner of Bengaluru. In this judgment, the court held that the summary procedure under the Senior Citizens Act cannot be used to defeat a woman's statutory right to residence in a shared household, even if she had no legal interest in the property.
And in case you were appearing for the mother-in-law, then you would refer to the Delhi High Court judgment of Geeta Vahel versus GNCTB, where a mother-in-law had filed a petition for eviction against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law had sought to oppose it by saying that it was a collusive petition filed in collusion with the son, who was engaged in a matrimonial proceeding, in a matrimonial discord with the daughter-in-law, and that is why he had transferred the property to the mother-in-law to defeat the wife's rights.
So the courts did hold that just because there is marital discord, it does not negate the senior citizen's allegation of ill treatment.
Right. The vital factor considered by the court was that the property had been transferred much before the start of the matrimonial discord.
So the courts ensured that the mother-in-law's right to live peacefully was protected given her advanced age and health, as well as upholding the daughter-in-law's right to residence in a shared household by ordering the following. Firstly, that there's alternate accommodation money for the daughter-in-law and an eviction order once the support was secured.
Right. I think we have time for one more judgment. So another judgment is Neelam Ahuja versus Raj Ahuja, where the widowed daughter-in-law was residing in the property owned by the mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law sought to file a petition for eviction against the daughter-in-law, succeeded in getting an order of eviction from the district magistrate. The daughter-in-law immediately filed for a residence order under the DV Act, got an order, and challenged the eviction order before the High Court.
So the High Court reviewed the matter and once again held that both laws must be read together. The court did take note of the fact that the property was proved to be the mother-in-law's self-acquired flat through a registered conveyance deed. The court also noted that the residence order under the PWDV Act does not automatically nullify an eviction order passed under due process.
Right. One of the factors considered by the court was that the wife was proven to have either possession or ownership of other properties, and thus held that an eviction order could be passed when there's alternative accommodation available. I don't think we're answering the question any quickly as to whether you should choose between your wife or what your mother wants. And all we can say is,
keep your breath sharp and your humor sharper.
Until we see you next time.